All right. Hey, welcome to Hot Corner, where Giant Sports Talk Live and NorCal Sports Network teams up. As you can see, we had a busy weekend. We're just finishing up. We recorded this a little earlier. We're at Yankee Stadium right now, as in the background there. The three of us had a road trip, and we're all in our designated homes somewhere on Earth. But what a weekend, guys! Giants win their third out of 3 road series this year, 3 for 3. They've won 2 out of 3 in 2 of them and got a sweep in the middle. And they are 11-4. And we're going to talk about it. But first, we got to thank a couple people. We got to thank a sponsor of these shows. I'll start with Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group is a proud sponsor of NorCal Sports Network. And hey, if you got a legal need, you got a personal injury situation, make sure you give Chapman Law Group a call, because if you don't and you settle, you might be leaving thousands of dollars on the table. 415-613-9483. Let them know NorCal Sports Network sent you. And I know you guys got a couple of sponsors too, so go for it.
Genesis Gold, IRA.com, one of our major sponsors, along with Duxwell Printing, where we got all our printing done this week. In fact, they said they keep us on. They watch the show during the week, so I love that when they're working late. Appreciate you guys at Duxwell. Who else? Lefties over in Burlingame for all your sporting goods, your merchandise like autographed photos. You need another Wilmer Flores autographed up on the wall? Just visit them. They'll be glad to see you. Also, signatures for soldiers, near and dear to Eric's heart, of course. And Eric, where do you go for credit card, baby?
BetterCreditCards.com.
That's BetterCreditCards.com. All right, the housekeeping's out of the way. Let's start her off, Dan.
All right, guys. Star of the weekend, maybe the star of all of baseball, Jung Hoo Lee. What the heck? And Eric's got him on his fantasy team. I play on another fantasy team, and I had him on my team, but like an idiot, I dropped him.
Who did you put in his place?
Oh, it was just I had so many outfielders. I just grabbed them as I thought, oh, this guy, and he wasn't even hot yet. I just had a hunch he was going to be good. And I said, I looked and I go, gosh, I got too many outfielders. I need another pitcher.
That's what it was, yeah.
And I meant to drop the pitcher because I ended up dropping the pitcher anyway. But anyway, it was kind of like the Steve Martin deal on Father of the Bride. I tried to get him back at a higher price, and I couldn't get him. So what do I know? Jeez. But Jung Hoo Lee, guys, I got 2 thoughts on Jung Hoo. One is that we did a little ranking, Los and I, yesterday on NorCal Sports Network. We talked about 1 through 5, 5 being a superstar, an Ohtani, a Judge, a Harper, those guys that are consistently at the top. And we said that 5's a superstar, 4's an all-star, 3's a good player, 3's kind of average, 2's a little slightly below, and 1 you suck. Okay, so we said, we did this exercise last year. We think the Giants, before we did this, we thought, hey, they got 1-4, Logan Webb, an all-star. And we gave Lee kind of like that, could be a 4. Ramos might be a 4. He's still in his second year. He's a 3.5. He leans between, a good player and an all-star. Chapman, I think, is more of a 3.2. He's great on defense, but not much on offense. And so we're doing this, and I say that Jung Hoo Lee has the potential to be a consistent 4 in this game, perennial all-star. And is there a little Ichiro light in him early, very early? Now, here's the caveat. He only played 37 games last year, and he's played 15 this year. So he's only played over 50 games. We saw what Fitzgerald did in about 50 games, right, last year. And everybody thought, whoa, this guy hit home run, and just add him up, and everybody. And he was a talk of Major League Baseball for a while. And now look at him. Has the league not figured out Jung Hoo Lee, or is he going to be just that good? I think he's going to be good. I don't know if I don't think he'll remain this good at a 350 clip. No, he's not. But he is. I might have to eat egg and say Farhan really pulled a heist here.
Yeah, maybe. Right. Hey, Dan, I was right there. We were all saying it. And what we weren't saying that he wasn't going to be good. We just said, hey, let's see what he does in the MLB because it's different than the KBO, right? We said that. And look, the guy's proven it. So good on him, man. He's going out there and he's proven quite a few of us wrong. Me, you, Larry, we were all saying, I don't know. And look, it's easy to do that because look who was running the show. It was Farhan.
Right.
So maybe we had a little bit of a bias because Farhan went out there and got him. Remember, we had lost out on Judge, and the pivot was Jung Hoo Lee. So
yeah, you remember last year when we were doing the show on NorCal, and he only played 37 games, but I said after one game he hit a double down the right field line that was fair by this much, and then same game he hit one down the left field line that was fair by this much, and I said this guy's going to win a batting title someday.
You said that,
and people just laughed at me.
I think you said within 3 years. I think you said within 3 years he'll win.
Within 3 years, I said
Yeah.
within 3. I did not say last year he's going to win the batting title or this. I said within 3 years, I think this guy could win a batting title, and I do see that. I see this guy as he learns. The pitchers will adjust, and he'll adjust, and I think his talent will rise above the pitchers for the most part. I think this kid could be. He's 26. He's got moxie. He's got everything you want in a star player. He's got charisma. The fans love him. He loves the fans. This guy is a guy that the Giants could get behind. And truth be told, there's a pipeline of some up-and-coming players in the KBO that if the Giants are smart, they could make the KBO what the Dodgers are doing with Japan. With Japan. And there's a 20-year-old kid that's an MVP last year that was like he's supposed to be compared to like a Bobby Witt, Oh
wow.
So I think the Giants may be onto something. I think that could be something they could do. But Jung Hoo Lee, right now, I don't think I said he's going to hit 285 to 290. That might be too low. We'll see.
I tell you what, and one thing I'm loving about him, he's covering all aspects of the plate. It's just the way he swings, man. He's got a great eye. He has a discerning eye. He doesn't get fooled. You don't see him walking back to the dugout with the bat in his hand very often. I mean, the guy is something, and I'm loving what I'm seeing. And I said this on Greg's show, and this is a little bold. This is Jung Hoo Lee. This is his team. He is the San Francisco Giants right now. Between him and Wilmer Flores, holy crap, dude! And if you think about it, he's the superstar right now on the club. Willie Adames, they paid 182. Chapman, they paid 151. But this is Jung Hoo Lee's team, man. And look what he's doing with the fan base. It's absolutely incredible what this kid is doing, and I'm impressed. Honestly, I am impressed.
Yeah, enjoy it because we don't know. You hope it lasts. You really do. I mean, I think the one thing that makes me think he's for real is his bat to ball skills is excellent. And
it is.
He doesn't strike out against lefties. He's going to strike out occasionally, but he's probably going to strike out 10% or less of the time.
Right. And he took a lefty deep twice.
Yeah. Oh,
and those weren't cheapies either. I mean, even though it's a short porch, he got into both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, he did hit 22 or 23 home runs in the 22 season in the KBO where he was MVP. So he does have some pop. He's been mostly a ground ball hitter, but he, to me, looks like he's trying to lift the ball a little bit more this year. Like his swing is a little bit on the upward trajectory when he's hitting those balls over the shortstop's head or, into the right center field gap. Because if you remember last year, we saw him, he just had ground ball, ground ball, ground ball, ground ball, ground ball. And he got on top of the ball. He looks to me like no, I guess what I'm saying is I'm seeing a skill level to it that he can adjust when he needs to adjust. They're going to adjust to him. And there will be a period where he's going to go through it, whether it's in April or May. They'll figure a way to get him to get on top of the ball again. They'll start putting the, different balls in different places, the pitchers, and they will look at film and say, what made him ground out? And they will start hammering that, and then he'll have to adjust. So it's just a game of adjustments.
Right.
I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think so. You threw out 3 little words there a few minutes ago, Dan. Most valuable player. He's been a most valuable player. He's a perennial 300 hitter. You said about his bat to ball skill and how, he may be swinging up on some of those from what I've seen everything this year between TV and live at the ballpark. You said, yeah, remember last year? He can lay one down the first baseline. He can lay one down the third. The guy can just hit. I think you were right on about the Ichiro thing. And
I see similarities. I'm not going to go that far and say he's going to have a career like Ichiro. I'm just saying.
Oh, I think he will. I think he will. He's shown us already. He showed us early last year before he got hurt. He was good in the outfield. He was hitting the ball. Listen, all over North America, it's usually the fall. It's usually after ball season, the Bears hibernate. But it seems like all the Jung Hoo haters have hibernated now. Where's all these people who said, oh, my God, we overpaid for Jung Hoo Lee. Oh, my God.
Overpaid.
Come on, man. Come on.
Overpaid.
That was the worst take on this Giants ball club in the last few years, other than Farhan sucks. That was a good call. But saying that they overpaid, I maintain, listen, we got to be somewhat lucky. When you do a show like this and you make predictions and prognostications, dude, we're like everybody else. You hit someone at the park and you strike out. I am 2 for 2. I said Wilmer is going to lead the team. He's going to be a home run hitter, and if he plays every day, he could hit 30. Dude, he's doing it. And I said Jung Hoo Lee can hit 300. I think he'll be. I still have him down for 324 this year.
Hold on,
I got
to put some soap in my mouth before I start laughing. No.
Okay. Here,
there are still people in our chat, and I'm sure it's the same in your channel, Dan. There's still people. Maybe you. I don't know.
I don't think Wilmer. I think Wilmer's off to a hot
start.
Going.
Why?
I don't think he hits 30.
When the guy can hit 23 in 80 games, why are you saying, oh my God, who's going to flip the light switch? Shut her down.
When he hit 23, he played a full season. I don't know how many bats he had.
No, he didn't play a whole season. He played
he didn't play every game, but he was on the roster. Okay.
He was on the roster, but he didn't get the at-bats.
First of all, Jung Hoo Lee wasn't fantastic last year. He was only 37 games, but he only hit 262. Okay. He only had 2 home runs in 145 at bats. He's already got 3 homers.
Did you expect more? I didn't expect any more. I thought he would hit 8, 9 in the season. So
and he still might. I've got him hitting about 10 is what I said. And he still might. Glenn, it's still early. There's going to be adjustments to the look. Fitzgerald has 0 home.
I'm not changing. I still don't think they're more than an 80-win team. I got them at 79. I got to stick with what I predicted.
Yeah, I agree. Stick with it.
My biggest fear.
You might be right.
My biggest fear. You guys talk about this. My biggest fear, I've said it to Eric on the show, is when you play major league caliber teams, even the Marlins, the White Sox, these are major league players and major league teams. So when you and thank God we're off to this start. You see what our record is on the road? This is fantastic road 7-2,
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be tough to keep up this pace when you're facing a team of 9 quality hitters And I've said it to Eric, we've got 4 batting 100. How are you going to keep pace with that? So let's say a couple of guys and Wilmer, Jung Hoo. I mean, he's carrying this ball club.
Right now he is.
And you got to get a little lucky when you got 4 guys batting 100 in your lineup every day. That is not good.
It's early.
The proof will ride out. Dude.
Yeah, I get it. And it's gotta get better, but look, we're not even halfway through April. I'm gonna give it some time.
When will it be enough? Okay, I've seen we've had a homestand. We started on the road. We're back on the road. I mean, guys were saying this last year. Oh, let's take a look at it in June. I'm like, June? Season's almost half over. Like,
no, that's baseball though. That's how baseball
early,
is.
Never too late.
Look, you could go on a freaking for literally if you have like a hot start for 2 weeks, they could bring their average up to 300. I mean, that's the crazy thing about the sport. You just don't know when people find their groove. For example, Elliot Ramos right now, his last 5 games have been atrocious. I think he's got 1 hit and 17 at bats, but he hasn't been striking out a lot. So that tells me he's putting the ball in play. It's just they're finding gloves.
I know,
and eventually
it's
going to come around.
That's a fair point. But my only fear is the guys we're seeing struggling out of the gate this year are the guys that we expect this from. Or at least I did. Lamont Wade Jr. didn't think he should be on this roster.
I didn't think
Bailey
he was
is hitting what Bailey hits. Like, come on. If you think he's going to bat, okay, he's going to up his average 300 points to get back to 250. I'm telling you, I think we got a weak hitting team, and we've been very lucky to this far. But hey, we're winning.
We're winning.
Somebody reaches out every day, pulls a little magic out of the hat, but I don't think this is sustainable.
Let me tell you why I don't think Wilmer sustains this or hits 30 home runs. Over the course of his career, he has 159 home runs. He's had 4,296 plate appearances. That's a home run every 27 plate appearances. This year, he has 6 home runs in 57 plate appearances every 9.5 plate apperances. He's hitting a home run.
I don't buy that logic. That's a mathematician's
that is total logic.
Yeah, Kevin Moss of the Yankees hit a home run about every 3.4 at bats. His career was over in 2 years.
What I'm saying is, for Wilmer to hit 30 plus homers, that means at 9.5 at bats, the current pace he's on, if he has 500 plate appearances divided by 9.5, he'll hit 53.
Okay, so 53 minus, I take away about 30%. So you're back down to 30 because he hits at Oracle Park. So I have to whittle down the home field disadvantage, and I still have him hitting 30. I had him at 30.
Has he ever hit 30 ever in his career?
Never.
He's never played a whole season in his career.
And he probably, what makes you think he'll play all season this year?
Well, quite frankly, who the hell are you going to put in there that's going to replace him with?
I'm just talking
right now. Nobody.
He has a history of getting hurt.
He's one of the best. Yeah, that's why this is great to have him in the DH role. He's
exactly.
And dude, don't fuck around. Pardon me. Don't screw around. You get me all wound up on we got to that Wilmer topic. If he's hitting DH like at Yankee Stadium, 2 outs, you hit the ball to second base. I don't care if he bobbles it, throws it to the sea. Don't run it out. Don't pull a hammy. Just, dude, you're there to hit in the gap. You're there to hit home runs. You're not there to leg out base hits.
Let's say Wilmer hits a home run,
is what I'm saying,
every 20 plate appearances instead of every 27, as his career suggests.
That's sustainable.
So that's 25, and that's where I have him.
And I tell you,
I got him at 30.
Would any of us
20 to
here,
25? 20 to 25.
Would any of us sitting here be upset if Wilmer finishes the season with 24 home runs?
I'd be thrilled.
I'd be ecstatic.
You're thrilled. You'll be running around naked when I tell you it's 34 by September. You'll be all, woo!
Mark Graves. Flores doesn't run fast enough to pull a hammy. I love it.
That's actually pretty good, though. That's a
good one. That's a good
one. Hey, we got a couple of super chats in here, Dan. Both of them from Fuji. First one.
Okay.
$2 says, I apologize
There
for
you
thinking
go.
San Francisco overpaid on Lee. Way to go, Fuji. Hey,
There's a guy. You know what? I give him credit. I'll do the same. I always try to do the same anyway. When you're wrong and you admit it, you're right on.
There you go. And then he goes, I agree with you, Dan. At $5, Flores is like Debo, only a matter of time before he gets hurt and misses games.
How's he gonna get hurt? You're gonna twist his back in the batter's box, hitting all those bombs, or what? Or
well,
if he's gonna hurt his back, he's gonna hurt his back. Carrying this team.
If he stays as the DH, he's going to have a lot more success. If they put him out in the field, now you're rolling the dice.
I think Casey's showing he's a pretty good fielder at first.
Dude, that's another topic we're going to talk about.
Yeah,
that's another topic we're going to have to get into.
I think the thing in sports that the thing that has always driven me crazy about sports, though, is we tend to, today's news is like it changes daily. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, it's the Warriors are the championship. They're going to win the championship by a lot of the pundits, and now they'll be ripping them. Look, Jung Hoo is doing great, and I hope he has a fantastic year. I hope he hits 350. I hope he hits 20 homers. I hope he wins MVP.
Right.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves, guys. It's 15 games.
Right. That's exactly.
Guys go on hot streaks. We're crowning this guy as though he's already the greatest, and he's potentially the potential is there. I'm not going to deny it, but I'm also not going to say that. What is he fantasy owned? Like 30% in Yahoo leagues. Okay, why? It's going to go up today with a bunch of people going to pick him up. But look, he's not a guy who has this history of, in the KBO. The KBO is like a AA, between AA and AAA. Okay, it's in that category. So we've seen plenty of guys hit well in AA and AAA, can't hit at all in the majors.
Correct.
Lee right now is hitting. Remember, they don't have much on him other than what they saw a little bit of him last year.
And there could be adjustments.
He could go into a 1 for 20 slump.
It could. It's baseball, man. Yeah.
Yeah. And it just happens. And then everybody's going to be going, oh, he's overpaid. He sucks. Just have some balance.
Yeah.
Have some balance. I think the guy can be really, really good. And I think the Giants are fortunate to have him. But somebody put in the chat, what are you going to do when no one else is hitting and they start pitching around him and Flores? Nobody else in this lineup is that scary. I told you guys Chapman doesn't scare me. He's a streaky hitter. When he gets hot, he's going to get hot.
Well, I threw in Ramos, didn't I, Eric, last night on our show? I threw in Ramos because Ramos, I think teams are if he's batting, he's the prototypical cleanup guy, man. I just like him as a cleanup hitter, but I think teams are scared to face Ramos.
Maybe,
but Ramos,
that's a possibility.
Flores, Lee, and I respectfully disagree to your comment that you think that Jung Hoo Lee can be a star player. It's a second year, although it's brief in the first. It's a second year major leagues, but he's no professional rookie. He already is a star. He's
not an MLB. Oh, I'm not gonna go that far yet. I see what you're saying, and I'll tell you what. You know why people are so excited? Because when's the last time the San Francisco Giants fans have had someone like Jung Hoo Lee to root for?
Oh, didn't I say that? That's another one. That's my other take. I had 3 takes.
I think that's why we're seeing a lot of
Jung Hoo was not overpaid. And I said to you, Eric, all off season. What? Remember when I'm not going to get into it, Dan, but I gave up the season tickets this year and I went WNBA. I love the product, love the pace of the game. Why did I give them up, Eric? I said, because there's no one on the team. There's no one. I run and I go, my God, I got to get a ticket to see this guy tonight. There's no one they've had for years in that ball club that I rushed out that was the name. Now, dude, last week when I was at the Red Series, TV doesn't do it justice. The whole stadium Jung Hoo Lee.
So
He's got
here's
his
the
own
question.
section. They are jumping on him. They love him. He's worth the price of admission. You guys tell me how many you can't name 5 in the last, other than maybe who? I think you threw out the name the Freak earlier, Eric, on our show.
Tim Lincecum.
Tim Lincecum
People
was a
paid a
hey,
ticket to
let's
go
pay
see
to
him.
see him play. Nobody, I don't go, holy crap, Logan Webb's pitching today. It's must see. Gotta go to the ballpark.
Okay, here's a question.
Jung Hoo Lee is selling tickets. He's gonna be a fan favorite.
Did you have a little bit of reservations in not getting with, I'm talking about Jung Hoo Lee. Did you think he was going to be this good, or were you kind of just like, I don't know, maybe we'll see what happens?
Oh, I thought he was going to be fantastic. I wouldn't have said he was going to be at 324, Eric.
Okay. Now, why wouldn't you have gotten
only if and if you want to pick my my enthusiasm apart, the one thing that he doesn't do that I thought he would do more is I thought he'd be faster. He's running the bases well, but he's not a base stealer. Remember the first series? I said to you, Eric, he was able to run first to third like a deer. Couple of occasions. I said, you see him? They got a base hit. Boom, boom. First to third. But why he's not stealing?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because he's hitting a lot of doubles.
It wasn't inherited.
Hey, he's leading the league. If I'm not mistaken, he's leading the league in the doubles. And that's probably why. He's not getting a lot of swing. I'm granted he's getting.
Well, there you go. But this team still should be running more, don't you think? With Fitzgerald and Lee, and I want to see them run more. There's the capability. You got Ramos. Ramos is a big, pudgy guy, big fella. He's got decent speed. Chapman stole about 15 or 16 last year. So when you add them all up, produces more runs.
Glenn, let me ask you this highlighted area. Is this player a star player right there for that year? The highlighted yellow.
Had a 5.3 WAR, 285 average, 362 on base. Is those home runs that you got?
The home runs is 30. Don't name the player, anyone.
I'm not.
I just want you to figure out, see, and then look at this follow-up year. Batted 231.
Where's the how many at-bats is that? Is that the 565 column? I can't see.
589. Yeah, 565, 589. Then the following year, pretty dog meat.
Oh, that's pretty good. I don't know who that is. Yeah, had played 155 games, played 158 games.
You're probably going to say Wilmer.
Oh, it's a Diamondback.
Went down on me. There it is.
Corbin Carroll. There you go.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is he had a great year. And then he had a little bit of a shoulder issue, but second year, a lot of guys, Ramos could fall into that. Ramos could technically, baseball is a funny thing.
Yeah.
Jung Hoo could have a heck of a first half, and then they may start to figure out adjustments, or he may have a great year. Look, we don't know what Jung Hoo Lee is going to be. I'll just say this. I'm glad he's on the team, and I think the Giants have got themselves a very good, solid player. But I don't think we can crown him and say he's a superstar.
No, I think he's a star. I think he's a star. Okay, before we change topics, we'll revisit this after how about the All-Star break? We're gonna have 2 or 3 days. Well, the Sunday.
Oh, trust me, we'll be talking about this every weekend because
we probably will. Yeah. What is he capable of hitting? I've got him at 324. I said that. Everything I don't just jump in. I don't jump on the bandwagon, and I hope I don't. But I said Eric can back me up. I said entering spring training, I said this guy will hit 324 and Wilmer will hit 34. You said 24 for Wilmer? 25? 24?
I said 15.
I think he hits anywhere between probably 20 to 25.
Eric's sold him short. I haven't been able to talk any sense into him. 15.
Once he gets it's tough to hit at Oracle. He's hit a few.
Yeah.
But it's they've only played 6 games there.
And what about Jung Hoo? What do you think he bats this year? I got
285, 290.
And that's huge. Honestly, that's fantastic.
That's where I pegged him. I said he will possibly flirt with 300. He could hit over 300 I hope he does. I hope I'm wrong in all these areas. I honestly do, because that means the Giants are that much better. And
we're not all about, like, I know on your show, and Eric and I, we usually try to this is my belief, right? This is my belief. I like Wilmer. I've just watched his stats over the years, and I've always said, if the guy could get him 155 games, you're rocking. You're just rocking. I thought the Giants, Dan, you got to admit, how many times have I brought up the old Cincinnati series? The Giants he's been a quality hitter on this team, and he's been misused.
Right.
He's just been misused by this team to hit 6 or 7 home runs in a series and then go, you're on the bench. Like, what the hell are you doing? But as much as, I cheer on that, and I think Jung Hoo, I still have concerns about certain, like the right side of our infield, second base, first base. I'd like to see Schmitt play more. I said to Eric, Dan will like that. I want to see Schmitty play more. And I think we missed the boat. We should have taken a more serious look at first base in the offseason.
Yeah.
Those are my two.
I agree. I'll say this: when you look at Wilmer, the danger with Wilmer is the more he plays, you talk about, if he plays the whole season, the danger is the more he plays, he's probably going to break down with fatigue. Even though he's DHing, he is a guy. I mean, the most at bats he ever had in a single season
151
was
2022.
602 plate appearances, 525 at bats. So that's a full season. He hit 19 homers. The next year, he hit 23 homers in only 454 plate appearances. Mm-hmm. I would suggest that Wilmer, and he hit 18 homers at 25 with the Mets with only 362 plate appearances. He seems to be a guy
that's limited time.
Patrick Bailey, same thing. Great hitter the first half, just straight downhill once he starts playing more. It's a long ass season.
I hope you're not going to say play him less, so you just kind of maintain his. When a guy can hit, you don't keep him out of the lineup.
Well, there's a difference now, because now he's DHing, so that will help. Because before he was playing a position,
correct.
So that might have played into it. I think the more you put him out in the field, the more, again, I think you're taking a risk, and maybe
I also don't buy into the age thing. There was a guy came in our chat. I had a special guest on. We were talking about the Giants Yankees series. We had a guy from New York on today, and the guy kept poking into our chat and going, I kept saying the young guy, Jung Hoo Lee. And he kept screaming, Jung Hoo Lee, he's 25 or 26 years old. My God. When did 25 and Wilmer Flores, my God, they've got him going down to first base with a walker. He's like 63 years old. The guy's about 31 years old. Like, when did 25 become old? What are we talking about?
25 is young.
For 25 young.
I don't know. They were so upset with me today for saying Jung Hoo Lee's not young.
Most guys don't make their debuts till closer to 24. Aaron Judge was 24.
Yeah, he
was. Exactly. So
some guys, you get the stars that come up at 2021, but it's kind of rare. I mean, Soto came up at 19, right? But he's really
19.
25.
Harper,
25.
19.
Hey, Dan, let me ask you this now to change topic. We've gotten another round of the pitchers under our belt. We've seen everybody. I'm still worried. I think Hicks is more. I would like to see Birdsong in the Birdsong. Maybe Birdsong's great where he is. I just think Hicks is a bullpen pitcher, and Verlander still frightens the hell out of me.
I'll tell you, I love Jordan Hicks in the bullpen simply because we're seeing 97, 98 miles per hour Jordan Hicks because he has to pace himself, so to speak. One inning of Jordan Hicks throwing 102, 103, and then the other filthy pitches he's got, he would practically
dominate.
Yeah. And then you back that up with Walker, and then you've got Miller and Rogers and Rodriguez.
And Rogers has been playing well.
The Giants won 3 World Series because of pitching and defense in the core four. The core four was huge.
And I think Buster knows that, right? So
of course he does. And of course he does. And I think that's what he's trying to build here. Look, Hicks had a rough outing. It was wet yesterday. Hard to, whatever. Let's see how he does his next start in Philly. He'll probably pitch the last game in Philly, and see how he does there.
He's not doing I don't think we looked at that today. I don't think he's pitching this series. Is he, Eric?
Who? Hicks? Yeah.
It's the
only one that's not going to
fourth game.
The only one who's not going to pitch is Webb. Everyone else pitches.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. So he pitches on Thursday.
See how he does, and then he'll come home and pitch. Look, Hicks is going to give you some really good quality starts, and he's going to look like a ace at times, and then at other times he's just going to look like a fifth starter that you probably are going to say, what are we doing utilizing him as our fifth starter when we've got Birdsong and possibly some other guys in AAA that might come up, and we can make him a back into the bullpen, and you can make your bullpen kind of bulletproof in a way. I would hate if I'm the opposing pitcher to have to see Miller and Rodriguez, and sometimes, for an inning, for a change of pace, I see Rogers, and then all of a sudden I see Rogers at 80, and I'm facing Hicks the next, seeing 102, and then I'm closing with Walker. Look, I think that makes the Giants a very valuable team come second half. My biggest fear, and this was Eric and I's fear a year ago, is Hicks going to be available in the second half if you wear him out?
If you wear him out, and then he becomes useless, right?
Yeah, and we were right. We were right. We said, hey, he might be pretty good pitcher, but he's never done it before, and now they're going to try and stretch him out again. And if you get too close to that line where you're stretching him out too thin, then he's like, he's done. He's like, I don't have any bullets left in me.
We looked at the pitching. We looked today or was it last night, Eric? We looked at the pitching matchups. I think they could take 3 out of 4 from Philly. We missed Wheeler on this trip.
Yeah, but Nola's really good.
Wheeler pitches tomorrow?
No, Wheeler
today. That's right. Today's Sunday. What the heck? Wheeler pitched today?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I think we win 3 out of 4.
Nola
that Sanchez is going to have to. They're going to probably face Sanchez. He's pretty nasty, and they got the.
So is Luzardo.
Yeah, and then that's our right-handed lineup that's not doing the greatest right now.
Yeah.
We got a real hole. We got a real hole at the bottom of the order when you get to Huff or Bailey from the right side.
Dude, our 7, 8, 9. That's why I said earlier, you can't. It's going to be hard to compete for a full season when you only got 6 batters on your roster. The 7, 8, and 9 got to be the worst in baseball right now. We got to. And how many times have I said to you, Eric, during the offseason about getting somebody at first base? I was concerned. Everybody was saying, wait till next year we got Eldridge. It's not a big focus. And they kept saying that, Lamont gets on base. I'm like, dude, I haven't seen enough of Lamont Wade to make him an. And are we the only team in Major League Baseball? We don't have an everyday first baseman. Is there any other? How many other teams do this platoon or righty lefty or give the guy a break 3 times a week? We are one of the few teams that don't have a solid first baseman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's.
And I said on the show when I was doing the show on my own earlier, I said, not only that, look around baseball. First basemen are supposed to produce. A lot of them are big. They carry the big club. They can hit some bombs. And we're so weak at first base. We are arguably weak at second as well. The entire right field, right side.
I think if Wade and Fitzgerald don't get their games up and going consistently, we might see more of Casey.
I hope so.
Because I'll tell you what, here's my take with Fitzgerald on second base, playing second base. I think Fitzgerald should be a utility guy, super utility guy that gives guys a day off here and there, and he gets playing time that way. I do not understand yesterday's ball game, 2-2. 2-2. I can't remember what inning it was. 5th inning. Fitzgerald's on second base. Yaz is up the plate. No. Yeah. Yaz is up the plate. He's your leadoff hitter yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing, Fitzgerald, if you're not running? Why are you on the team in a 2-2 tie? What's the worst thing that can happen if he steals and gets thrown out?
Yeah, you got your top of the order coming up with a fresh count.
Exactly. He didn't even attempt to run with 2 strikes.
Right.
I mean, I don't care if, look, Melvin, he's got to say, look, this is a time to get aggressive. It's a tie game. Yaz is down in the count. You've got to send him. And if the coaches are saying don't run because, look, he's got a good delivery. His timing to the home plate is 1.2. And send him anyway. It's got to be a perfect throw. It's got to be, everything's got to go right. You put the pressure on the catcher. Maybe he throws it into center field. I don't know. But with 2 strikes, I'm running. I don't care. Look, Yaz is a strikeout guy. Send him. What if he sends him and Yaz hits it in the gap and he scores? Everything was positive to run. Nothing said sit and wait with 2 strikes on Yaz.
I totally agree.
I don't understand that mindset. And if Melvin said no running, to me, that's not being aggressive enough. You're on the road. It's 2-2. You've got to put pressure on the team. And Fitzgerald is this guy that, tell me why Fitzgerald's in the lineup. The main reason is his speed and what he can do on the base.
But he doesn't use it, Dan.
No, that's my point.
The term I used with Eric was, I said, there are several players. He's one of them. He's one of the keys. I said, Fitzgerald is mismanaged.
Right.
He's mismanaged.
You guys take some of the stuff. Mitchell says, so Schmitt, I never said anything about Casey Schmitt base running. The point is, if Schmitt or if Fitzgerald's not going to run, what's the use of him being in the lineup? I don't think he's a better defender than Schmitt at second base.
And he's not an every play second baseman.
And I don't think overall he'll hit as well as Schmitt. He strikes out way, way too much.
Yeah, he has an issue with that low and outside, man.
I'm going to pull up his K rate. I know what Casey's is. It's 20% because I did a whole thing on the Giants last year. Casey's is 20 or 21%, one of the lower ones on the team. But Tyler Fitzgerald wasn't last year over 30%. Let's pull it up here. Okay.
Yes,
when you talk about Wilmer, going on a hot streak and he can't maintain it. What is Fitzgerald? Fitzgerald had a 10-game run where they were putting him in the Hall of Fame, Dan. 10 games.
It was a month. It was a month.
Now he's a month of July. Player, and oh my God! And
last year,
the month of July,
he struck out 108 times in 341 plate appearances, which is 31.6. How's he doing this year? What did he do today? Because I'll add those numbers.
He didn't play today. Fitzgerald didn't play today.
Okay, that's right.
No.
Okay.
No,
so far this year, he has been up. He's had 43 plate appearances and he struck out 9 times. So he's at only 21%. Interesting. I thought it was a lot more than that. But so he has cut down this year, which is good. But it sure seems like maybe it's just not that many at bats, but I would have thought he had a lot more because Adames is the one that's looking bad. He's looking bad. He's chasing pitches that are like he would need like a telephone pole to hit.
You're right. The outside pitch. I don't know what it is.
Eric and I do the complete every night on the show. We take a look right off the get-go. We do a little banter, and then we take a look at the box score, the lines, the situation on the field for that game. And my God, there have been a lot of offers, haven't there, Eric?
Yeah.
And like today, you got a line where Jung Hoo Lee's 2 for 3, 4 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and a walk. Does it get much better than that? But then you see Ramos 0 for 5, Adames 0 for 3, Flores 0 for 4, Chapman 0 for 2, Matos 0 for 2, Yastrzemski 0 for 2, Bailey 0 for 3. Holy crap. Can you imagine today if Jung Hoo hadn't come through with a couple of hits?
Yeah, but people had also, people
we were winning that game.
You got to look at people drawing walks too, because that is important. I think Chapman had 2 walks.
Chapman had 2 walks. Adames had a walk.
So that's not so bad.
And
I mean,
Lee, I mentioned, had a walk.
At least they're not. At least they're getting on base.
Yastrzemski left 3 on base. Schmitt left 2 on base. Ramos left 3 on base. Jesus, I just
know what's remarkable.
We're winning. We're winning. So I know guys
hear something.
If you put them down, but there's a lot of last year's team on this team.
You want to hear something remarkable today? The Giants scored 5 runs with only 4 hits and 14 strikeouts.
Yeah, I know.
See.
Wow.
And you got to say that you're winning with a little smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. I mean, now,
didn't we win one in the Houston series at the beginning of the season, Eric, where there was 17 strikeouts and we won the game?
Yeah.
Right. Take a look at these.
Continue.
Take a look at those batting averages. 206.
Pretty bad.
186. You talk about 7, 8, 9 sucking, Glenn. 1 and 2, I mean, is really bad. And if you throw in Wade's average in there, being at the top of the order most of the year, not good. Adames has 2 more strikeouts. Lee has carried him. Flores is, been carrying him as well. He's at 255.
Yeah,
that's respectable. You'll take that. If he ended the season hitting 255, 25 home runs, and drove in 65 runs or something like that, you'd be like, wow, hey, we got some pretty good production. Chapman,
there are five around sub 100 hitters, sub 200 for sure on this team. And Eric and I decided we'd leave Koss off the list, right, Eric? Because too small a sample size.
Yeah,
but you
got
can't really count 4 guys who can't hit their weight. And that is going to wear you down.
Question I want to ask you guys. There was a change.
As Eric says.
There was a change in the lineup. What'd you guys think of Flores moving into the cleanup and Chapman moving down to the 5?
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's funny.
Yeah, I just thought if it wasn't broken, don't go piddling around and try to fix things that aren't broken.
Well, Flores didn't like hitting in that cleanup slot because he was 0-4 and struck out twice.
That's one game. But I wouldn't have changed it. I would have just left things like that. If we're going to dude, again, are we going down that road again? I've read that book before. Let's put him in cleanup, Eric. Well, let's bet him 9th.
But it makes sense because look what Flores is doing. It kind of makes sense to put him in the cleanup spot, no? Because look what Jung Hoo Lee is doing in the 3rd. He's going to be on base somewhere. So you want someone who's been hitting pretty good. The hit behind
Wilmer's batting 255. And I'm the biggest proponent of Wilmer there is. But I don't think Wilmer's your cleanup hitter because he's a streaky hitter. When the game's on the line and the chips are down, I like him. But to send him up there in the cleanup hitter, you got to really be clutch. You're in that position to drive in runs. I don't think Wilmer's your cleanup hitter.
Mitchell says, don't show favoritism, Dan. I'm picking on Fitz. Let's keep it fair analysis, no favoritism. And that's here I don't know what you're really getting at, Mitchell, in this. All I said is Fitzgerald's not hitting and Schmidt's not getting very many at bats. He's shown a couple of doubles. He's showing pretty good defense.
And look what he's doing when he's hitting, Dan. He's going to right field.
Yeah.
That's something. That is not, he's not, because that's one thing that Schmitt was. He would go out there and just yank and try to pull it. Now he's making an adjustment. And it's nice to see. It's a small sample size. Yeah. But right now, I'm liking what I'm seeing.
He had he laced a beauty down the line I saw the other night against Cincinnati. And he had 2 hits in that game. He's getting on base. He has only played 4 games. He's getting on base when he plays. And isn't that what it's all about?
I mean, I think you have to look at the team right now. There's no reason to make any panic moves when you're 11-4 and you're playing good baseball. Guys are going to hit. Guys are not going to hit different times of the year. Look, Chapman's not going to hit 176. He's got a career average of like 240. Right. That just means if he's hitting 176 now, he's going to have a 300 plus couple of weeks.
Right. You're not panicking. You're not panicking, but we already talked about Lee. We talked about Flores. I mentioned Ramos. He can rebound easily. But do you honestly think do you have any reservations about Wade?
Oh, yeah.
I have serious reservations.
I'm concerned, but I'm not worried yet. I'll give it to the month of April because the guy has shown he's got an eye, and something's off with him. Don't know what it is, but if he's still doing this at the end of April,
at the end of the month, I'm like, you know what? You can't keep this up.
Yeah, I think that there's so much to look at right now. Look at the weather. I mean, they just played in drizzly rain at 40 degrees in 2 of the 3 games. And that is brutal. And yet, there was some hitting going on. Look, the bats are going to warm up as the weather warms up across baseball. We're seeing a lot of guys having rough starts. Juan Soto has what? 1 home run?
That's it. Yeah.
1 home run. How many does Ohtani have?
Shohei's only got like 2, I think 2 or 3.
2 or 3?
Look, but you mentioned the weather at Yankee Stadium. If you take Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, especially Friday, Bellinger went deep. Lee had 3. I've never seen the ball carry in cold weather like that. I don't think ever.
I tell
you what,
there had to be a lot of beehives in those fingers.
This is going to be a good conversation. We got other stuff we got to talk about. We're going to go for a while. Fuji Simeon again donates another $2. Where does Encarnacion play or go when he comes back? AAA. That's
AAA.
where he's going.
He can't.
He's got no spot.
Out of options. He's out of options.
Shit.
Oh, then he rides the.
Where's he going to play? When's he going to play? He's never going to.
Then he goes on the Pine and Matos goes down.
Here's where I think happens with him. He comes up. Cost probably goes down.
Cost is probably the guy to go down.
Cost, yes.
And then you have Casey become the middle infielder, platoon guy that when you need that. Encarnacion will play some first base, possibly. I don't know if I think they'd rather have Schmitt because he needs to be playing in the field.
I think you're on the right track, Dan, but I think it's going to be if he comes back and they ease him in and his bat does what it did at the end of last year.
Where's he going to play?
It was great preseason average.
Where's he going to play?
I could see them
the DH.
He could be the DH and Wilmer goes to first.
Let me tell you. You ever hear of a guy named Manny Mota? You ever heard of a guy named Manny Mota?
Yeah.
What did Manny Mota do?
If he comes back and Lamont Wayne Jr. is batting 147, then you got to make a move. Somebody's got to step in and play first base. So I think the perfect example would be you have Wilmer and Schmitt play first. And
Wilmer's not playing first this year. Wilmer's not playing first. No.
I think at some point
not much. It'll be spot starting if he does. But Manny Mota was a specialist. He was a pinch hitter. There's nothing wrong with having a guy like Encarnacion that's on the bench when you need a blast in the 7th, 8th inning.
So he's going to be your secret weapon?
He could be that. He could DH at times. He's going to.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing, too.
He'll get some
saw the
DH.
Playoffs. Remember the playoffs? Look, I'd never heard him know well. And he comes up in the playoffs for Cleveland. And that's a prime example. That kind of.
How about if you want to go a situation where you want to give Jung Hoo Lee a day off against the lefty and you want to just go Ramos, Matos, and Encarnacion in the outfield?
I don't want to see him.
There's spots for him. You also have the potential when he comes back that I hate to say this, Glenn, and I don't think the Giants will do this.
Trade.
But what happens if Wilmer's popping the ball still and yet Encarnacion's hitting and they say like a team says, we want a veteran like Wilmer for the playoff push. and you get a good prospect for him. I don't know. I think it's a good problem to have too much than too little.
Fair.
I think that's great because I think they should be sellers at the deadline regardless of the record. You're not winning. You're not playing for World Series this year. Trade everybody at the trade deadline. If this continues, whoever they want.
I don't think if the Giants are in the race, when I mean in the race, let's say the Dodgers at the trade deadline come the end of July, Dodgers are up by 3 or 4 games over San Diego, and the Giants are 7 back, but the Giants are like second behind San Diego in the wild card, and the third team is 3 or 4 games behind the Giants. They're not selling; they're buying.
I think it's a big mistake, but it depends on. Are you playing for? I don't know. I'm looking with this team with the future we've got. I say build it now. And I think they made mistakes in the past. Not build it. We'd be a better team now if we had. Look, do I? Have
I don't know. I don't think
we got nothing for Snell. There were missed opportunities with this ball club to build for the future already.
I think we may have missed on some things. I think the team, I was saying the same thing, sell, build for the future, get younger, go with a full rebuild. But there's enough young guys in Ramos, Matos, and Lee. There's 3 guys in your outfield That's there. Fine. And then you're set at, third and short for years, although I wouldn't hesitate to trade either one of those guys for the right package. But I don't think
guys wanted to trade. I think if guys wanted to trade, you trade them for pitching because in 2 years, easily, Eric, do you think in 2 years this whole pitching staff could be gone? You're not going to have Verlander. I don't think this Hicks thing's going to last.
Ray will be gone.
Ray will be gone. Next year. We have no pitching for the future in a sustainable. You can say, oh well, Roop looks good. Hey, we could have 5 new guys here in 2 years. So I think pitching is what we need. I think we
finish my point on there with trading like Adames or Chapman. I don't think they bring you a lot. So people aren't interested in 32, 33-year-old Chapmans with 5 years remaining on a contract. That's nobody is going to be signing up.
You never know the right guy. Did you see the deal's almost done between the Dodgers and the White Sox?
Oh, with Luis Robert? I told you guys Luis Robert is going to get traded. I don't know if that's a done deal or not, but
they were working on it today. They said it was close to deal. They want James Heltman.
Yeah,
I think that's that deal all day long.
Oh shoot! If I'm the Dodgers, I'm doing that deal all day long. That's not nearly enough.
No.
I'll just say this: I think the Giants might be a little closer to contention than we thought. And
absolutely. For me,
they're really right. If you're in contention when I say contention, I'm not talking like, oh, we're 4 games out of the wild card and there's 3 teams ahead of us, right? We got to pass over 3 teams. I'm not playing that game again. If the Giants are, 52 and 57 and it's the trade deadline or whatever we're at, and we're going to pull that shenanigans where we're going to say, hey, we think we're in it. We're only 4 back.
Let's go get selling. Chris Bryant. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm selling. But if the Giants are 60 and 53 or whatever, I don't know how many games are played at the trade deadline, but there's roughly 60 games left at the end of July. So let's say they played 100. Let's say the Giants are 54 and 46, and they're 8 games over 500, and they're in a wild card spot. I don't think you sell at that point to get younger. I think that's the time you look to buy with this club, because I think this club is got potential. They're players away, but you also got Eldridge coming up.
Yeah,
next year, maybe at the end of this year.
Be careful, Dan. You just have to be careful.
You're
talking about trading away. I think we are unanimous in saying that Lee and Flores are carrying the team early in the season. And then you're saying about, hey, we're in a playoff run. But then you want to break up the chemistry and trade guys to get better. I don't know. It's a touchy situation. Do you change the locker room? Do you take guys out of the lineup who are playing? And
you made a good point there, changing the locker room, because right now the locker room is pretty damn good.
And it hasn't apparently been this good. What was it? Did you see somewhere? Was it
Kruk
Sportsnet or somebody said that? Oh, I think it was the Kruko interview, wasn't it?
Kruk
Eric?
was talking to Tim Kawakami.
Yeah. And it basically said, "Hey, we're playing ball. We're playing ball.
Baseball again. Playing baseball again.
We're not.
Hey guys, I'm
losing,
going to ask you something. We kind of
playing cards.
We kind of went right over it. Hayden Birdsong. Man, is he a force coming out of that bullpen or what? Yeah. Holy crap. I mean, this is, I'm kind of like wondering, where do we go? Do we want to make him a starting pitcher? And I think eventually he's going to be a starting pitcher. But right now, him coming out of that bullpen, I just love it. When he gets on the mound, he has a presence about him that he's there to do what he needs to do, and he's going to strike you out.
I don't know if you got the video, not the video. Do you got the picture?
Yeah.
Show our fans the grip on his pitch.
Yeah, he's changed.
I wouldn't be able to get it to home plate.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funky.
Holy cow. He doesn't even have two fingers on the ball. And then he's like,
because he showed it last year he did okay as a starter last year. Came out pretty good. Then he struggled. Then he fixed some stuff, and he finished the season pretty damn strong.
I liked him better than Harrison.
Man, yes. And the guy is showing something, man. I don't know. Right now, of course, he's going to be independent until further notice.
Yep.
But I think he's still the first man up, of course, if anything happens to one of the guys in the starting five. But man, talk about impressive.
Mm-hmm.
He's just coming out and taking care of business, man. I got nowhere. When I see Birdsong come into a game, I'm okay. We're good.
He doesn't look like a sophomore either. He comes in, takes care of business.
He comes in and he takes care of business, man. I love it. I love that guy. And by the way, I don't know if you guys saw Harrison's line last night.
Oh, it was ugly. AAA. Yeah.
It was not good.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with Harrison. I don't know. But hey, I'm loving what's going on with the bullpen. I'd still love to see another lefty in there. But I don't know. Dan, what do you think? Do you think Birdsong, you're fine with him coming out of bullpen for now, right?
Right now, we're 15 games into the season. He'll eventually start at this, look, there's going to be injuries. There's going to be guys that falter, and they're going to they're probably going to give Verlander. They'll give him 3 or 4 more starts. And if he's shaky in all of them, you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
I think that might be a little too soon. I think Posey probably gives him 10 starts. But if 10 starts, he's not looking like he's
got it.
Justin Verlander.
Right.
He's looking like washed up Justin Verlander. They'll probably just
more like Justin Erlander.
Old man
if after 10 starts, Verlander has an ERA, where's it now? 6? What is it? It was the worst in baseball last year.
He struggles early in games, isn't he? Wow, we don't even get out of the gate solid.
What is Verlander's? What is his?
Let me go look.
What is his ERA? I know it was the worst in baseball last year. He had the neck injury.
He had the neck. Yeah.
The good thing is he pitched poorly in the 3rd inning against the Reds on Wednesday. He was able to get out of it.
6.92.
Okay, and what was his ERA last year?
5, so almost 6, I think. It was like 5 something.
Okay.
Like 5.8, I think.
What was Randy Johnson when he was in his 40s? What was Steve Carlton?
When he played with the Giants, he was almost at 5. It was like 4.5 or something.
And Steve Carlton pitched for the Giants in his 40s.
And it was in 4 point something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what I'm getting at is he might be at the end, and that's just Father Time catching up.
Right. You can't beat Father Time.
He might turn it around. He showed some moxie in the game against Cincinnati. He struggled. He was probably one batter away from being pulled. And then he was able to get through that inning, pitched a good 4th and 5th, and was doing okay in the 6th, and then had to come out and then Trevino walked in a run with bases loaded for
Right.
Verlander's 6th run. My point is, that's not quality starts. He got rocked in game 1 against Seattle. He got knocked out in the 3rd. I can't remember what he did in
Cincinnati. He went 5. He did okay.
He did okay.
He allowed 3. I think he allowed 3.
Okay. So I think they give him about 10 starts. And if he shows some, if he's just look, you got to remember, most teams' 3rd, 4th, 5th starters aren't the greatest anyway. So they got Verlander at 3. To me, he's probably a 4 or 5 on this, So, but they got him at 3. So if he gives you some good outings and some inconsistent outings, I think you can live with that. But if after 10 outings, 8 of them are pretty shoddy.
And I tell you what, I think we're already at that period now. It was fantastic in spring training, the whole mentorship. Well, guess what? Now you're playing games for real. And the mentorship is no longer there. It's you got to grab the ball, you got to go out there, and you got to take care of business.
And what did I tell you all preseason, Eric? Right? I kept telling you over and over. Look, I kept saying, if you're how many people come in with a mentor, he's going to be great for that. Then hire him.
And the mentorship is fine in spring training. It works in spring training. It works in spring training because you're getting guys, hey, to do this. But once the games start being played, your job is out there to grab the ball every 5th day and go out there and freaking get some freaking outs. And if you're not getting that done, the whole mentorship goes out the window because it's about winning games.
Yeah. So and I'm not into this. A lot of the guys will continue to come into the chats and say that, he's a Hall of Famer.
And that's fine.
Well, if he's a Hall of Famer, then he's in the Hall of Fame. He has no business pitching now. If he's a Hall of Famer, then he's in the Hall of Fame. Put him in the Hall of Fame.
I'll say this about Verlander.
Guys,
right now,
a good ball player has to know when to hang it up, because if you surpass your legacy, a lot of people still remember Steve Carlton for what he became and not what he once was.
Yeah.
The
ERA doesn't scare me right now because it's early. And ERAs can go one bad inning when you've only pitched. He's pitched 13 innings all year. Okay. You have a couple of bad innings and
early on,
your ERA is going to be high.
Yeah.
What I look at is what's his whip? It's 1.692 to his career at 1.127.
Right.
So he's a 1.12, 1.13 whip. Right now, he's at 1.69.
That's horrible.
That's pretty high. He does have 16 strikeouts in 13 innings pitched, so he's still missing bats. And at 42, that's still pretty impressive.
It is.
So
no doubt about it.
I want to see what he can do. I'm hoping Verlander, if he can give you 5 innings an outing and keep it to 2 runs or less every outing,
right.
I think you're in the, that's pretty good. And it's way, way early. That's why I said they're going to give him at least 10 starts.
Of course. Yeah.
And he's probably going to get even more than that before anything's done. But if in 10 starts he's getting rocked, then they're going to look and say, we got to do something.
And that's the thing. And look, it's come on, guys. Let's talk about this. Is Justin Verlander the future of the San Francisco Giants? No, he's not. He's a stopgap. That's what he is. Come on. Yes. Is he a Hall of Famer? Yes. Is he going to be able to out there and keep you into some games? Yes, he is. But is he the future? No, he's not. If he's part of the Giants' success, I'm all for it. All I'm saying is the guy is 42 years old, and there could be a possibility where it gets a little bit weird. And that's it. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's see. If he's out there and he's dealing, right on, man. I'll be right here saying, yeah, Verlander freaking took care of it. But if he sucks, I'm going to say he sucks.
And all we're doing on these shows, our show during the week, we recap a lot of the stuff and talk about the dailies, but especially Sunday nights in the Hot Corner. This is all kind of fodder for conversation. We banter around about it, right, guys? But
right.
I mean, when you have a record and a start like the Giants, I mean, for us to say trade and not trade and change the lineup and not change the lineup and who should be pitching and we're winning. So let's just be
We're
all
winning.
thankful.
Absolutely.
I can't see them making any changes yet.
Yeah, that's why I think, there's nothing really to change at this moment. You're 11-4. There's been there's no injuries, which is great news.
Keep an eye on Wade. That's all. That's all for me.
I don't know what's going on with him, man.
There's a lot of guys off to some sluggish starts right now. If you look around baseball, and there's been a lot of injuries, key guys. Yeah. I mean, star players that have been on the IL or on the IL now. So this is the one thing that I have emphasized over and over again with the Giants having a successful season is everything's got to go right. Mm-hmm. So far it is. So far, health's been good. They're striking out like crazy and they're still winning the games. So go figure.
And one of the things, Dan, about that, I made a note before the show on that very topic. You've said it, Eric said it, I have chimed in with it, that everything, it's just kind of, all the tumblers, they say fall in place. That's what we need, right? Everybody, when two guys have a bad game, the guys you least expect got to have a good game. But where would we say, like, did anybody think Wilmer would be where he is now? No, I don't think so. Only me. Nobody said that. Everybody poo-pooed on me all offseason, thought I was freaking crazy. Now all of a sudden they're like, well, maybe there's something to it. Jung Hoo's playing well. The one guy in our lineup, Dan?
Still do.
The one guy in our lineup who is, I say, thank your lucky stars. Yastrzemski's batting 300. He's been hovering around 300 all season, short season, but all season. That guy usually is the 150 hitter. This is the quickest he's ever gotten out of the gate. So you got to be thankful that, he's doing what he's doing.
I tell you what.
Because we won a game with 17 strikeouts. We had a game where we left 15 or 18 on base. No one else did. How many did we leave on base in that? Was it a Cincinnati game, Eric? I came back from the ballpark. Like, they left 18 and scored. How do you
it was like 4 for 24 or something ridiculous.
Yeah, 4 for 24. That must have been opening day.
I tell you what, you want to see something that we're forgetting all about? You want to see something that could have been a factor in this game? Can anyone guess what you think what it is? Anyone?
The corner, Matos still.
Oh, yeah.
He leaps, and he's got it.
How about that?
That was an awesome catch.
That was freaking awesome. And look,
yeah,
he took a home run back. And this game could have been totally different if that ball goes out.
That goes out, and like you say, Lee at 4 RBIs and scored 2 runs. Right?
Senior's got a question for you, Glenn.
It's a one-man show. What has Senior got going on?
He's got a question for you. Since you called Lee hitting 326, why did you pass on him 11 times in the draft?
Who?
Lee.
Oh, I had him last year and I traded him.
He's asking why did you pass on him this year if you were that confident he was going to lead the league pretty much in hitting?
Dan, rather than answer that,
that's not my question.
Can I rebuttal by asking Senior why he's not in first place like me?
Oh, come on. That's not, you're not answering the question, Glenn. Come on. Man.
Because I picked 11 players far superior to Lee.
Oh, okay. That's okay. So he picked players better than
and I'm in first place.
Glenn, your pitchers are plus 200 in innings pitched.
Hey,
Glenn,
I keep an eye on it every day. There's somebody else who's like it. There's one guy in our league drops a pitcher and picks one up every day.
I know who that is.
Wonder who that is. Wonder who that could be.
Not me. What are you talking about?
Dano.
That's you. Every night you're picking up a pitcher.
Every night I say, oh, Dan's got 1 pitcher going tomorrow. The next morning I look at the roster. He's got 3 going today. Oh,
you got 2 or 3.
Danny's following me.
Yeah, he's following the same thing. Both of you guys are going nuts on. Dude,
believe me, I'm not going to follow you, Glenn.
All you got to do is look up at the starting pitchers, and if there's anyone that's not taken, one of you two are picking them up.
Hey, I'm going to win April, boys. I'm going to win April.
You're Mr. April. Mr. April.
I think we got another super chat here. Hold on, right there. Fuji, man, he's dropping the money today. Another $2. Could have traded for Naylor instead of.
Yeah, they could have if they were in on it.
And they could have got him at I think a decent price too.
I know. Hold on. There's another guy they could have got too. Another $2. Should Lee try to steal more when he's on base? Yes.
I agree, but I'm going to calm it down by just saying he's doing everything else. So I mean, at some point I got to go, okay, I can handle less swipes of the bank when the guy's putting up the numbers that he is. I mean,
again, he's hitting a lot.
He can only do so much. I mean, okay, so he steals more and he hits 200. So I mean, I'll take what I like what I've seen from Lee so far. I want to see Fitzgerald steal the bases. That's who I want.
We have some breaking news here for Glenn.
Hello.
He moves into first place, and
here
we
go.
got to give him some music.
I kind of like it. Ruby.
Feeling
Number one this week in the Philippines.
Oh man, you still got it. No. Hold on.
Man, enjoying first place. Blow up the standings. Look him up. There he is. I think
I got a better one.
Dan, are you rubbing it in, Dan? I didn't change my name to It's Good to Be Back in what it's swell to be back in first.
Oh, to be Bach.
I don't know if that's definition. Jeez, that's Jim Perry on definition, or that's like Sesame Street. One of these things is not like the other. Where's Eric in the pool? Where are you, Eric?
Don't worry about it. Slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the day.
Slow and steady like Dilly finishes last place.
Dude, we've only been playing.
I was slow and steady last year.
3 weeks.
I was slow and steady in May, June, July, August, and September.
3 weeks, man.
I was slow and steady for 5 months last year.
Here we go. Watch. You'll see.
Because I blew it in the first month.
And you're doing the same.
You're doing the same. A different way. But
a different way.
How many innings have you thrown, Dan? I think you were like
innings. I've got a lot of innings too.
You and I are right there because we're following the same game plan.
I'll be pulling back on innings eventually. I mean,
I have to as well.
There's a limit.
There is a limit. Yeah.
So,
like, who was it? Was it a wise man named Cucamonga? Is that what his name was? They renamed him Cucamonga. A wise man named Cucamonga said on the show last week, it doesn't matter whether you throw your pitchers now or you throw your pitchers then, because you all got 1,400 innings.
You do, but when majority of your points are coming from your pitching because your lineup is dookie, your
lineup is dookie, yeah.
That's the problem. When your lineup's only throwing out 15 to 20 points a game.
Dookie. Who had the most points today? I think I finished second in points today.
And let's take a look. Let's take a look how many you got in pitching and how much you got in hitting. Today, you got 26 in your lineup and 44 in pitching.
There you go.
But that's the thing. Pretty soon, the pitching is going to be 0.
Yeah, but then I just throw one guy who had like today.
No, when you hit the limit, you're done. You can't.
Well, how many pitchers did you have today? I had 8 pitchers today.
You know how many pitchers I had today? What? None? I think I had none.
I had 8 going, and I lost.
You had 8 going today?
Yeah.
See, Glenn, it's not just about innings; it's about quality innings too. You can't just throw dog shit out there.
Eric can check there. I'm not. I think I have 5 relievers who are steady. I have 5 relievers. I have the closer and the setup man in Texas. I've got Rogers. I've got Banda. Is it from the Dodgers? I got one other.
Yeah, he started 3. He started 3 starting pitchers today, and then 5 relievers. Correct.
5 relievers today and 3 starters.
But that's
and
the
one
thing.
Of the starters got me nothing. So
and what Vince was saying is, if you have a normal 5-man rotation, and they go their turn every time in their rotation, and sometimes look in fantasy, it's sometimes it's staggered. Sometimes you'll have 2. Sometimes you'll have none. Sometimes you'll have 1. But long as you have that 5, he said you should be right at 1,400.
Come on, guys. Come
But
on.
if you're throwing 2 or 3 a day
Look, Eric. Jung Hoo is tearing it up. Wilmer is my guy, and look what he's doing. And I'm number 1 in fantasy. Why do you guys have to shit on me all the time? Let me have my moment. Let me have my moment. Let me have my month. April.
Let me have my month.
Let me have my month. And then let the chips fall after.
Good. No,
May 1st, you can ride me May 1st. But for now, just
that's
leave me
good.
alone.
I like that. That was good. Let me have my month.
Let him have his month. Let him have his month.
And then Dan will be wanting another trade. Danny contacts me the other day, wanted to make another trade, Eric.
Hey,
And I wouldn't trade for the bum, so he released him the next day. I'm like, I'm on to him now. Hey, take this guy. And the next guy, I'm like, geez, he's on the waiver wire. Yeah, you trade him to me, but you dump him that night. So I'm on to it. You know who I got to give credit to? He's not in first. He's dipped.
Better credit cards.
Robbie Dizzle.
Robbie Dizzle, yeah.
Robbie surprised me. He had a nice draft. He went a little heavy on the Giants. I think that's going to be his problem. But, boy, he's got a lot of those guys who are every day, producing every day.
Who had the biggest day today? Hold on.
I think it was Senior. Senior had a great day.
Senior.
100
No.
Try talking to Marcus in the league. Talk to Marcus. He calls me
Marcus is like Farhan. Marcus has a candy at home, and he's working the numbers.
Listen to this guy. In fact, I said to him in the chat, I said, "Are you sure?"
Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, I said, "Are you sure your name's not Farhan?" He says he tries to talk me into trading Jay Ramirez for Bregman and Simeon. And I said, I got Ketel Marte. What am I going to do with Simeon? And he's hitting terrible. He says, well, it's early and he's going to get going. But he wants to get my best players, but doesn't want to give up his best players, and says, oh, I said to him, using your logic, you should trade me Yordan Alvarez for Gavin Williams, because Yordan Alvarez is ranked below Gavin Williams.
Right.
And he's no response. He tries to, I think, hey,
he's the new Dan. He's the Dan 2025.
No, but at least Dan, he does put some work into his trades. Yeah. He does.
Well, Marcus said he did it, but it was all I have a computer program, and we all know where that went before, right? He wanted one trade with me, and I put the run on him. And I don't think I'll deal with him anymore this year.
I did take a blow today, though.
He wanted Kodai Senga from me. I go,
what'd you lose?
Justin Steele.
Oh, Steele.
Going under the knife.
I can get you a starting pitcher and an outfielder for Jung Hoo Lee.
I knew it.
I got Ray. I got Colin Ray.
Yeah, I'm good though. I think who do I have right now?
I've got the pitching. Anybody wants pitching, you got to talk.
Corbin Burns, Framber Valdez, that Brady Singer's
Glenn's entire pitching staff will be available after June 1st when they're
Well, you know what? Last year I would, because I would have no trade. I would have nobody, but I couldn't pick anybody up last year. I love this unlimited. Eric, for argument, just for giggles, how many roster moves have I made this year?
Oh, fuck. Do you really want me to?
Have I hit triple digits yet?
70?
Last year
do you want me to?
I think I got 98.
67 moves.
Oh, 67.
67.
Yeah.
But there's no limit, so don't poo-poo.
The second most? Robbie Dizzle. No. 43. Yeah, Robbie Dizzle. 43.
And where's Dan on the list? Because he's been every night I see
29.
Dan. Oh, and they know everybody in their fair. There's a lot of us that do, and some who aren't at all. I don't even know if they're kind of
29 for Dan.
Yeah. Marcus makes 18. A lot of changes like on a daily basis. But he picks up a scrub to dump a scrub. Kind of like my pitching.
You know what? I should have, if I could, there should have been points for if anyone makes the most moves at the end of the season, you get a bonus.
You lose points.
Or look, make it look okay, even better.
No, we were down that road last year, Eric. I'm not going through that hell again.
Oh man.
And then nobody would trade with me but Dan last year, and I was like at his mercy, man. I couldn't. When you've used up all your roster moves, man, you're in the quicksand.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. We got an Ibrahim in training. NorCal, you really hate to see arm injuries steal a pitcher's entire season.
Ooh.
I'll be here all night, folks. Yeah, that's pretty good. NorCal,
Good one.
right up there. That's pretty. I'm surprised Ibrahim didn't chip. He's busy. Ibrahim's a busy guy up until in a couple of days here.
Well, isn't it? Is it Ibrahim's our nuclear scientist?
Accounting, yeah.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who's
speaking
our
of
nuclear scientist?
tomorrow's
Who's
the
our guy who's gonna work for NASA?
14th.
Tomorrow's the 14th.
I got to call my guy. Extension.
Extension.
Always. I got to file twice. I got corporate taxes in March 15th, and then I got I could have got it done. But I'm doing fantasy baseball.
Priorities, man. Priorities.
Hey, who needs a refund when you can get $200 at the end of the year? Hey, are those hats up to? Are we up to speed? Padres, Giants.
I haven't
Dodgers?
looked at the rest of the league. The West, the National League West is right. I haven't done the.
That hat doesn't look bad in second place right there.
Yeah, I know, man.
No, it looks good over the Doyers.
I'm surprised to see the White Sox. Things look, but the Orioles are in last place.
I don't know. Are they still in last place? Like I said, I haven't looked at it the last 3-4 days.
Wow.
I do think that the
yes, Orioles are still last.
That's unbelievable.
Wow.
But they got a few injuries, right? And they got a 35-year-old pitcher that I dropped. Anybody wants? I've given up on the Sagano.
What happened?
I noticed that for the second time. Or
yeah, he's done. He's out. I thought maybe it's a bad game. Jesus, he was terrible yesterday against the Jays. Holy crap! He can't, dude. Batting, I've come to the realization you got to get home runs, score your runs, and RBIs. I mean, you got to have guys with pop, and your pitcher's got to be able to get strikeouts. And Sagano's
that's the issue.
Yeah,
Sagano?
like 3.
And again, that's the thing. It's hard to judge how these guys are going to come from, whether it's Japan or Korea, man. You just don't know. Right now, Jung Hoo Lee, he's doing it. Sagano,
shoot, I lost 4.5 points in my other league today. It's a roto league.
Oh, it's roto.
Smack in the middle in 6th place.
That roto league, you can go up and down like last year.
Oh yeah,
up and down like a fiddler's elbow. I'm in first, and the next
I'm in fourth.
I'm in worst.
Not too bad in Vince's.
You went from worst to first though last year in our league.
Yeah,
Dan.
Yeah. It'll. We'll see how this goes. I mean, it's
I guess
a lot of it's injuries.
When a guy flips you Ohtani for $200 on the side, I guess that's what happened. I better not even joke about that. There's be like an inquiry.
Please
no. Especially since I'm the damn commissioner here. Damn it.
How is Ohtani doing this year? I haven't even really looked.
I think he's like
the end of the game with a strikeout today, but
Oh, just like Judge. Okay, 2 of the top players.
Yeah, I think he's batting like 295 or something like that. And
okay.
I don't think he has very many home runs.
Boys, it's the bottom of the hour. That means that I've had a whole lot of fun, but I've had as much fun as I can have for Sunday night. I got to go to work till 6 a.m. So
and you got 2.5 hours to figure out your rotation.
Well, I'll be up. That's the good thing. I work overnights on the radio, so I'm in the radio booth down here.
Okay.
When the transactions open.
Oh, I already know it, dude. It's always once it hits midnight, I'm like, I'm watching the phone. I was like, what's he picking up
30,
today?
30 seconds in.
Literally. What? Yep. I know. I watch it, dude. I'm like, here it goes. And then at 1 o'clock.
I don't use the app, Dan. I don't use the app, and everyone in the league knew what I was doing except me. Well, that didn't sound right, but they're like, don't you get notifications? I'm like, no. They go, the whole league knows what you're doing, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even Robbie Dizzle, he goes, I see all your roster moves in the middle of the night. Stop it.
And
he goes, tell Dan to stop texting me at 3 a.m. to make a trade, man.
I haven't texted Robbie at 3. I'm not even up at 3 anymore.
Okay.
Although last night I was with sciatica. Dang, I was up.
Ooh.
Oh, geez.
That'll do it, man. I know, man.
No, I mean, the innings, I don't know. How many innings have I even pitched here?
Oh, here, I'll just take a look at
You're
it.
second to me. I'm way up there. You got to be second. No doubt about it.
I'm second in innings because I have
plus 80 at this time. It's going to change, though, at midnight because I will take it into consideration of what you did today. So you're plus
and what
80.
Am I, Eric?
Oh, Lord.
I'm about 140.
You're not far off. 105 as of now, but at midnight, it's going to go up.
I cut back a few days. Dan throws a couple words.
You haven't cut back at all, man. What do you cut back?
It's not May yet. Come on, man.
Oh,
Talk to me in May 1st. Hey, before we sign off, Dan, Eric and I do Giants every day. You're into the Warriors. What's going on with the playoffs? They lost today. What is going on with that team? Enlighten me.
Yeah, I had a tough game today. It was a heck of a game. If you're a basketball fan, it was entertaining as all get out. But the Warriors lost today to the Clippers and ended up in the 7th seed. They've got to play Tuesday night against Memphis at Chase Center. They win, they're in the playoffs. They lose, they get one more shot next Friday night to get into the playoffs. So they got 2 chances, 2 home games potentially to win once to get into the actual playoffs. So the top 6 made it. The Warriors had a chance with the win today to be the 6th seed. They would have faced the Lakers in the first round, but they didn't get it done. A lot of reasons, I think. They played too small of a lineup, other things that were going on. But the concern is Jimmy Butler got a contusion in his upper thigh, which could be a deep Charlie horse, which see how he is Tuesday night. Can he move? You can't play basketball if that thing's tight. So we'll see where he is. They got Memphis at home. Sacramento, I didn't even look at that. Did they finish? Maybe Senior would. I had to jet out today. Did Sac win today? Lose? Dallas? Let me see. Let me take a look at the standings. See how. I think Sacramento finished 9th. Yeah, so Sacramento finished 9th. They will take on the Dallas Mavericks on Tuesday or Wednesday night. I'm not sure which night it is. They will, if they win and the Warriors lose, they'll play each other Friday for the final playoff spot.
Right on.
So we'll see how this goes. But Warriors are going to need a healthy Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, and everybody else that plays to be healthy to go anywhere. Otherwise, it's going to be a short-lived in the playoffs. But I do like their chances. If they win Tuesday night, they'll be the 7th seed. They'll face the Houston Rockets. And I think in a series with Houston, I think their experience can beat Houston. So we'll see where it goes.
Oh, not my forte. But and next Sunday, hopefully we'll get your old pal, your sidekick, Lou back.
Yeah, Lou, great Masters. Went into
I see Rory got it, huh?
Playoff. Yeah, Rory McIlroy defeated another European. He couldn't
have been paying much at the window though. Rory McIlroy.
Drawing a blank.
Even I've heard of him.
Yeah, McIlroy. Yeah, Justin Rose. He beat Justin Rose in a playoff. Very exciting Masters. And wow, what can you say?
You like golf? You like golf, Dan?
Oh, I love watching the big ones. You know, the PGA, the Masters. You know, when they play the British Open, the U.S. Open. I think my favorite tournament is the Masters and then the U.S. Open second. So
you like most sports, right? Except WNBA, of course. Do you like NASCAR? Do you watch racing or Formula One?
Not a lot. You know, I don't watch it a lot, but just to keep up with, I keep up with things, but not a ton. But I am anti.
Oh man!
Look at that. Is that what is the purple? Is that did the Giants pay Are they paying homage to the ladies there? And
oh, the Giants. Yeah, I know you. Yeah, the Giants. He's using the history of New York. I don't even understand that. I don't know what New York has anything to do.
Well,
with
the
San
draft
Francisco.
is tomorrow night. I want to see who they pick in the
oh,
draft.
I can't wait. Who's
I can't wait.
Are they all named Pat? Is every one of them named Pat?
They're not going to do bad at all. There's a whole crop. The first round is going to be fantastic. I think it's going to be fantastic. You know who's going to go first overall, right? You said you're a UConn fan.
Oh yeah, Paige Beckers. That's the only one I know. Paige.
She'll go number one.
What happened to the girl from SC? She's hurt, right? She wasn't eligible.
Juju.
She was a freshman or something. Sophomore?
Juju Smith. Juju
Schuster, whatever her name is.
Like Smith
Juju
Schuster.
Schuster.
Oh, that's football. Smith Schuster. That's the wrong sport.
Hey, Mike. Let's put that up, Mike. WNBA draft tomorrow.
There you go, Mike. There you go. Oh, look at the boys. See, I got no control when Dan's in the room. See, they took away. They took away. They won't even give me the little. I need one of those little chalk things that can draw mustaches on, like the guys in the booth at ABC and NBC. A little mustache and horns on Dan there. Oh well, guys, I got to get out of here. I don't know if you guys are sticking around, but I got to go to work.
Right on, man. Well, we'll be closing it down here shortly. Huh?
Thank you for having me in again. See you next week.
How many pitchers you got going tomorrow? I should catch you tomorrow. Maybe I got 2 going.
Tomorrow, I'll tell you right now before I step aside. Tomorrow's roster. Let me it's Monday. Oh, the most frustrating thing. I got a few guys missing for the line. There's nothing worse than looking at your lineup and not wanting to tinker with it, but saying, "Yeah, I got all 2 guys going." Jesus. I got
2 going too. Who's your 2
baseman
going?
and an outfielder. Tomorrow I've got 1 pitchers. I've got 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, there's 2 guys out. So I got 1, 2, 3. I got 4 tomorrow.
Yeah. I might have to make a few trades, maybe pick up a couple of bullpen guys. Dilly will be needing starters eventually.
You realize he's soon going to be 400 points behind us, Dan.
Well, he might have a strategy to start streaming pitchers at the end, the end. He might.
Oh man, he's holy smoke. I'd have waved the white flag by now. I would have I can't get out of bed to do this if I'm.
Oh, I don't think he's
I think he's got early. I think he's got. Yeah, it is. It is very
early. I mean, I've seen guys with 150 points in one day.
Yeah, I did that a couple times. Yeah, thanks for the shout out.
There's Dilly. It's April 13th.
Dilly's got 605. I've got 912.
Yeah, but look at how many more outs you got than him right now.
Dude, you know what? I'm not going to get into it, but his team is all pitchers, Dan.
Like I say, he could make change. He probably
will.
He's
got to make
He might, because what's going to happen is, if you think about it, when guys get close to innings pitched, maybe they want to trade a starter to get a closer, so then you get more points, but you're not getting as many innings pitched.
Dilly can't change. Well, I don't know.
Oh, I know that song. That's Billy won't. Is it Billy, right?
No, that's Tears for Fears. Change. Girl can't change.
Yeah.
Hey, I was watching. I heard a trivia question today. I couldn't get through on the radio. I was flipping through. I was out to get the grocery order today, and my daughter had to get something for the cat for Wilmer. And here's the question. New Order had a big European hit with the song Route 66. And it said, who wrote it? And of course, New Wave's a Depeche, a Depeche Mode Smiths, a very new wave. And do you know who wrote it? You probably don't, but do you remember the guy who played Dr. Joe Early on Emergency in the 70s?
No.
He was married to the girl who played Dixie McCall on Emergency. Do you remember the show Emergency, or are you too young?
I remember Emergency.
Yeah.
There was the prick doctor, Kelly Brackett, and his sidekick doctor was Joe Early with the gray hair. He wrote it. He was a big band musician back in the 1940s. He wrote it in 1948 or 46.
Are you going to join NorCal Sports tomorrow night, Glenn?
No, we were having an NBA draft. NBA draft takes precedence over everything.
Well, we're having a post-game draft party.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Oh, Dan.
Bye.
Oh
He doesn't
gosh.
look. He said, I see him down there, yeah, grinning.
Ah.
Uh,
Oh gosh. That's classic. That's funny.
all right.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
So WNBA gets more coverage on NCSN than NHL hockey. Yeah.
I tell you what. Hey, real quick before
We
get
love
out of
hockey,
here,
but we do. Yeah.
what do you
Go
think
ahead.
tomorrow? How do you think the Giants going to win? You got Roop going against Taiwan
Roop.
Walker.
Oh, well,
Taiwan Walker's not exactly
the Giants have not lost a opening
series
game on the road yet.
Wow.
This will be the fourth city. Let's see if
Wow.
they can keep that up. Let's see if they
I like
get
my
it.
chances. Roop's been doing well. His last outing is a little funky, but he was able to get through it. So should be
We got
interesting.
a super chat here from Jim. Lee needs
Oh, there you go.
help. Do you guys seeing Lee getting 200 hits and scoring 100 runs?
Ooh, I could see that. I could see that.
200 hits. That's a lot. I could see 180 plus. 200. That would be something. 100
I could
runs.
see the 100 ones because he's scoring a lot of runs.
Yeah. What's he up to right now?
Let me see. I know he's got quite a few. 16 already. 16 runs scored.
Wow. 16 through 15 games. He's on pace for over 162. It's possible.
Yeah.
Let's hope he does. They need it. They
I know.
need it. It's going to be a very interesting month. I really don't. I mean, yeah, it's great they're winning and I'm enjoying watching them, but I think we really got to see at least 40 games and ideally closer to 60.
If you get to the end of April and he's still doing something, well, then we got something going on here.
Yeah. I mean, if it's mid-May and they're doing well and he's doing well, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't think this team is going to, score in bunches, where they have multiple innings in a game where they put up crooked numbers. Yeah. It's going to be one or two innings they score, it seems like. They scored what in 3 innings today? They had the Lee homer in the early on, and then to make it 3-1, then they had the other one to make it 4-3, and then they got the additional run, Casey Schmitt scoring on Koss's
single to right.
Did they give him an error?
Oh no, I think they gave Goldschmidt an error.
What the heck? That
I
looked
know.
like it got through. I'm so glad I'm not going to see Goldschmidt. I hope he doesn't get traded to another team the Giants have to play. That guy just kills us.
I know.
He sucked last year. And
he's playing out of his mind right now.
Sees the Giants, bing, boom, boom, hit. So I don't know. Skater says, would I rather have Casey at first or second? That's a good question.
I know.
Depends on this team now. Here's what could happen. You asked about Encarnacion.
Right.
What happens if Encarnacion plays first against righties and they put Casey at second? Because it's all going to depend on what Fitzgerald does.
Fitzgerald has to show something, and if he doesn't, man, I don't know how much runway he has.
They don't have anything much, so I think he's got quite a bit of runway still. Yeah, especially if they're winning. Now, if they were 4-11 and he was doing what he's doing, it would be pretty ugly. Because the fact that they're 11-4, that allows you some time. I do think Wisely is the next, and Skaters just come. I think Wisely is the next guy to come up. I think if there's a move before Encarnacion, which is probably mid-May, so I think there is a move coming in, probably not on this road trip, but at the end of this road trip, if Koss is maybe not getting much time and they want to bring up Wisely because they need a left-handed bat, or if they say Fitz just isn't doing it, they could. I don't know. I assume Fitz has got more options. He could be sent down. Koss, they kind of like his game because he's kind of reliable defensively.
Yeah.
And he's kind of, I don't know. He's just one of those guys. I like that, George, but I don't think it depends on what Toronto does. Bo Bichette's going to have a big year this year. I have him on my other fantasy team, and he's hitting. And he's a
hitter. He had a down year last year because he was injured. He was injured.
Yeah. So we'll see where this thing ends up. I think tomorrow they're facing Walker. I think the lineup's back to the regular lineup, which I wonder how many games.
Have Yaz lead off and then Adames.
Yeah, I wonder how many games Huff catches in this next series. At least one, but I wonder if they'll probably he might catch Tuesday and Thursday. Thursday's a day game after a night.
So definitely catch it in.
He'll definitely. Oh, you know what they're going to do? Who are they facing?
Taiwan Walker.
You know how you get Bailey 3 games? You pitch him, you let him go Monday and Tuesday. Because who caught today?
Bailey.
Okay.
Bailey caught today.
You could let Bailey go tonight and Tuesday, and then Huff goes Wednesday, and then Bailey gets to do Thursday. But you could do that. Were you gonna ask a question?
Oh, what was I? I just totally lost it. Oh, do you think they keep Flores in the cleanup spot? I wonder. We'll see tomorrow. Is he staying in the cleanup and they keep Chapman in the 5?
I don't think you can leave Chapman in the 4 right now with him hitting. Like he's not.
He's drawing some walks, but he is not doing anything with the bat.
I would personally. I think Chapman might be better suited in the 2nd spot on this team.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah,
and Adames at 4 and
or 5.
Yeah, see what he could do down there. I don't know. I mean, the thing with Chapman is he'll figure it out, and he'll get hot, but then he's just up and down. That's just who he
streaky.
is.
Yeah, he's a streaky guy.
Daniel, former Kings fan, sell the team. Did I enjoy the Warriors game? What kind of question is that? Is that like a?
Yeah, he's being sarcastic. He's a Kings fan.
I actually did enjoy the game as a fan. I mean, I was entertained and I was on the edge of my seat, and then I stood up when the things weren't going well, and then I sat back down. And I do that little thing. Like, you guys, do you do that in baseball? Like, if things are going well, do you not move?
You don't move.
You don't move, right?
Don't move. Nope.
Yeah, until something bad, and then you get up. No. And then,
yep.
Hey, come on. You constantly changing in baseball. You're watching. It's like, don't move.
There's another thing. Hey, there's another thing. When good things are going, I always give 3 claps.
Wait a minute. That was 4. I heard 4.
No, okay, 3. Okay. Always, every time something good. Is there a hit? Let's go. Yeah. Oh, dude. When Matt came through that perfect game, I came home from work and I was sitting on the coffee table, and he was just kept doing it, and I was like, it got later into the game, and I told my wife, I can't get off this. I have to stay. I was still in my uniform and everything, man. I took off my blouse. I just had the t-shirt on, but I had everything else, the boots, everything. I'm just sitting there watching. I was like, I can't leave. I have to sit here.
What uniform? Did you say blouse?
Yeah, that's what they called it. They call it a blouse. Yeah.
I thought you were cross-dressing or something.
No. That's what they called it. They call it a blouse.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Anyway,
no,
so
I do that. Hey, I don't do it as much as I used to because they've been so crappy the last few years. I haven't had a chance to really do it. Maybe this year, but man, when things were going great, if I'm like got something going I'm like, okay, don't move. Can't move. Whatever it was, man.
Right.
Or you move and you get back in that position as the
You
guy
get
starts going to.
Dude, that's what sports does to you, man. It gets you a little bit insane. Just a little bit.
Go back into that. Like I'm doing that, man. I was doing it today. I'm watching the Warrior game and I'm leaning forward. They score, and then stay there, and then they don't have a good possession. I go back.
You got to clear it. You got to clear it.
You got to clear it. That's right. You got to wipe the slate clean. Start it over.
Yeah, right.
Kind of like one of those red boards with the pencils. And shake it.
You got to etch a sketch.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All these young guys are going like, "What the heck's an etch a sketch?"
I know. What the hell is that? Before electronics.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, etch a sketch, man. That feels like my brain. You hear that etch a sketch shaking in there. That feels. Yeah. Oh man. Wow.
Light Bright, dude. Light Bright was awesome too. Woo.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Light Bright was great.
Yes. So let's see. What else we got? Anything in the comments here? Is Kuminga on the outs? He won't be with the Warriors next year, senior. Maybe go to the Kings. Sign and trade. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. You don't have anything we want.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Series prediction. What do you think? You think the Giants can take 3 of 4, or do you think it's a split? That's tough, man. 4-game series. Those are tough.
Oh, yeah, Dallas. Without fail, if it's the 9th inning, his wife needs me to do a chore. It's a special power knowing when the game is almost over.
Right.
Yeah.
You think they split, or you think they win the series? I think they split. I'm gonna say split. Ryan,
I'm gonna say I'm a homer this year. It's a clean sweep. Giants 4-0. No, I'm kidding, everybody. I'm gonna root for the 3-1, at least 3-1. You'd love to see that. But
if they do that, that's oh my gosh.
I think a split would be amazing if they can split. So,
I don't know if the Giants fan base can handle a 3-1 victory over the damn Phillies. That people will be losing their damn minds.
Could you imagine?
Maybe losing.
Going to Thursday, they're going for a 4-game sweep.
Oh my God!
How many games are left on this trip? 7. They're 11-4. They come back 18-4. Could you imagine?
Oh my gosh!
They're 18-4, and then they come back and play Monday, and there's 18,000 people at Oracle. That's what it would be still too. Let's see, who do they play when they come back?
I did not mess up the no-hitter.
Oh, Crochets?
No, Eric, remember last year?
Oh,
no, the year
yes.
before last.
That's right.
Alex
you said
Cobb.
something. You did it. You killed
something
it.
Special. Something special. That's what I said. Something special. Oh, that shit was funny, man.
Oh, they got the Brewers for 4.
Oh, yeah, Brewers in Texas.
Home. Wow. You know what? I'm going to pull a Robert Rothberg. 18-4, and then a 7-game homestand. Yeah, 25-4 Giants after 29 games.
That's like that's like Vince last year, remember?
Oh yeah. Hey, look, if after 31 games, right? they're 20-11, I'd be pretty
Oh,
happy.
That would be amazing.
That means they would have to go 9-7 the rest of the month.
Can you imagine if you were, what's that, 9 games above 500? They were even now, they were never this far over 500 last year, the last couple of years.
Padres already have 8 sellouts. Why the
crazy.
Giants draw well on the weekends?
Yeah, on the weekend, during the week, because people are still in school.
Yeah. They'll draw well. Not this weekend, but when they get home, when they face Texas, they'll have Texas, and then they'll have back-to-back weekends. They'll have Colorado. They draw well on Friday nights, but Saturdays and Sundays do well.
Yeah, they do.
Saturdays and Sundays, Giants do pretty well. So should be fun. I mean, this Saturday, they got they're in Anaheim. Man, I would love to fly over and go see that. It's not very far.
That's going to be a good series because Anaheim's playing some really good baseball right now.
Yeah, Trout's having a pretty decent year.
He is.
Yeah.
And how about that one kid? What the hell's his name?
Perrin? Perez? Perrin or something? Second base guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing well. Who picked him up in our league?
Who did? Oh, I think Cliff did. I think Cliff got him.
Cliff?
I think Cliff got him.
All right.
Because I was looking.
You know, some of these guys in the league, I'm just going to have to just come out and just say it. You're not allowed to have some of the better players. They belong to me. And come on. No, it's Cliff's got a decent. I mean, hey, look at
he's got a good
team. $8.99. He's only 5 points behind me, but he's got a lot more.
Kyron,
less innings.
Kyron Paris. Yeah.
The innings thing is the outs. You get what, 4,200 outs, right?
Something like that, right?
Yeah, 4,200 outs. So you get there, and that's it. You've used up your allotment of innings pitched. Everybody, well, not everybody, but you probably think most people will get there. So, but it's an interesting concept because it's the home runs. I mean, seniors getting the long ball right now, and the RBIs. Although I'm not too far from him, but RBIs, I'm only 4 behind him. But some of the other guys, Robbie Dizzle, 105. Yeah, it's interesting. I think eventually, you know, as the season goes on, you know, there's
a lot of parity, which is kind of fun because that means everybody's in it.
Yeah. It'll be fun. It's a really, I kind of like the points, you know.
It's cool, isn't it? Yeah, I kind of like it.
You kind of get the with the points, you get to, you know, what's killing a lot of guys is the strikeouts and the double plays on the offense.
Oh God,
I'm probably going to lead the league in that because I got some boppers, but I got some guys that strike out a lot.
And it's fun because what it does, it shows you the entire line, right? He went 0-4. He got a single, a double, it grounded into a double play, and I love it because you could see how your player is doing rather than just, okay, yeah, he got a hit, so his average and an RBI, and it's just, I don't know, I like it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. So there was a guy that went 2 for 5. Might have been on my team. I thought, what the heck? He went 2 for 5, 2 strikeouts, and a double play or something, and he was like negative. So he went hit 400 on the day, and it was cost me points.
I know. Right?
You're like, hey, good day today, man. You went 2 for 5. Good job. You sucked, man. You brought my points down.
You're gone. You're out.
You hit 400, and it's a bad day at the office. Wow.
It's tough, man.
I mean, the guy that was killing me earlier, he's starting to hit now. Finally, is Wilson Contreras. The guy was negative every day for me in the lineup.
Wow.
Because he was striking out and hitting into double plays. And he was 0-4 in it. He was just awful. But he hit a home run, I think, today, and he had a couple of hits yesterday. I mean, that's why I say it's early.
Yes.
15 games. I mean, these things we're gonna see guys that are off the horrible starts that are traditionally good players are gonna come around.
And I had freaking Herrera, and the next
geez.
day he gets a bone bruise. I was like, get out of here, dude. You
Dang,
punk.
can I get some change back out of that 60
I
bucks?
know, man. I spent 60 on that mother. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, 60 bucks on a proven hitter, but somebody spent $53 on a sidewinder. 5-3.
Oh, yeah, that was tough. Wow.
Man.
Wow.
You probably could have had him for $1 or nothing.
You probably could have got him for just a couple of bucks. No one's gonna be bidding on him. Maybe even 5 would have got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see.
All right, let's get the heck out of here.
Get out of here. It's time. 2 hours, Mark.
Yep.
So Giants tomorrow. Game time is at 4?
4, right?
3:45.
3:45, right on.
3:45. I love it. Why is the afternoon game? That sucks. They're playing Thursday at 1:05.
Yeah, it's a getaway day, right?
4:05 for the Giants. They don't get out of Philly until 9 at night.
That's going to be a rough.
That sucks. Then they got a 4+ hour flight, and they get in. Let's say they get in at 2 a.m. That's like 11 at night. West Coast. Why does baseball see that sucks? I don't care. Baseball allows the home team to set a time like that. When you got to travel all the way across the country and play the next day, that should be a 1:00 start time for Philadelphia time, which would be 10:00 here. And then the Giants can get a flight out by, say, 6 at the latest.
Right.
And it's 6:00. They get home at 8. They get to the West Coast at 8:00. Come on.
Reasonable.
I hate that. That's I hope they just kick the Phillies' ass for that. Yeah.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
Let's go. All right.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. You guys have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night.